You're watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
Talking to Alfred Snog this morning. He escaped the Holocaust, came to America when he was 9 years old. Many of his family perished in the Nazi concentration camps. And when you hear people deny the Holocaust, you experienced it. You lost loved ones, family, friends, neighbors. What do you think?
Well, Holocaust denial has been infectious around the world. And there are several reasons for it. I don't need to tell you. There are people who just don't want to accept that humanity can be so cruel to other people.
Do you worry about the lessons of the Holocaust being lost as we move further away from those events?
I most certainly do. We're very much involved in educating the next generation about what happened during the Holocaust. And the purpose of that education is to teach people about genocides in general. You pick up the newspaper every day today and you read about horrible genocides that are taking place.
Rwanda, Darfur, Sudan.
Exactly, all over the world.
So did we learn anything?
Well, they all have a common thread. And it's important that we teach this generation what those threads were. Because if we don't, it'll never end. What they are. Some of them, certainly. Intolerance, hatred, racial, just racial hatred,
right,
and race supremacy, a lot of that. And that still goes on today. You have it here, you have it everywhere.
You go into grade schools and you talk to children.
Yes,
how do you approach this kind of subject matter to those age groups?
We explain to the children that what they're learning, you have to learn from history. History is taught for a reason.
But you tell them that people were, there was mass murder. I mean,
absolutely.
You do.
You can't hide that from them. And if you don't tell them, then the people who deny the Holocaust get the upper hand. So you can't allow that to happen. If they're going to take something away from history and learn what it's all about, they have to know the facts. So we tell them the facts.
Let's cut to today. What are your thoughts about the recent U.S.-Israeli disagreement over settlement expansion?
Well, it's a very tough question. It's very, very political. It's a question of survival for the Israelis who have been attacked and who are still under the pressure of Islamic hatred in the Middle East. You have guys like Ahmadinejad, who has threatened to take Israel out completely, and God knows what he can do with the atomic weapons that he's threatening to continue to build. So they have to be on the defensive.
Do you think peace will ever be made in the Mideast?
It's difficult to say. The hatreds are so deep-seated and go back so far. The best that the Israelis can hope to do is to defend themselves, and at this moment. They've tried so hard to bring peace about, to get a conversation going with their adversaries, and it's just not been possible.
Some say that that they haven't been as open to diplomatic conversation and that they bear some of the responsibility.
Well, you know, how much can you give away? And eventually, if you give too much, you give away everything, and you give away your right to exist.
Do you ever worry about the political climate in the country today?
Of course I do. Yeah, which country are you talking about? The United States?
Yes.
Of course we care about the political climate here. One of the things that scares me, and I saw this in Germany, is we had this in the last administration and before, where the drums of patriotism are beaten all over the country, and the government tries to actually herd people into this kind of atmosphere. That's bad news. we each, as individuals, have to make up our own minds about what is right and what is not right. And that's what's so great about America, is that we can do this.
Don't you think that, as you say, the drums of patriotism are beaten in order to facilitate the political agenda of the leadership and to inspire people to fight for what America is doing around the world? If you don't have patriotism, people won't join the military.
Well, it's valuable in some sense, but it's also destructive, and it depends how it's used.
Do you think Israel does that?
Of course,
beats the drums of so you think it's an issue of not
it's a worldwide issue. It certainly happened in Germany, and there they beat the drums so hard, and they chose to stigmatize a minority group and blame them for all the evils that were taking place.
Are we doing that with Islam in America?
I've heard words that are spoken that sound very much like that. On the other hand, I've heard the same thing on the other side, where Islam and their extreme conservative clerics have also beaten the drums of hatred, demonized Jews. Exactly. So it's you know, there's no easy answer to this question.
And your life experience is unique. And what are you most thankful for in life?
Well, most thankful, I guess, is that I've had the experience where I'm grateful that we were able to leave Germany and come to this country. Because America, people don't realize what a wonderful place America is, what freedom really means. It's extraordinary. And if you've lived anywhere where you've not had that freedom, where you've been ostracized and demonized, then you know how important it is. This country and its founding fathers had an idea that needs to be emphasized and re-emphasized, because it leads the world, and the world takes lessons from it. And there are many people abroad who hate us, but the one thing that they admire about America is its history, its freedoms, and its ability for everybody to speak their mind.
Thank you, Alfred.
Well,
it's an honor to talk to you and to meet you and to share your experiences with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Next week, we'll be moving to 8:30, and then our encore, as always, at 11. So please join us for that. We'll be talking to people from the board of the Cape Fear Public Utility Authority. A lot of controversy and criticism about some of what's going on. They'll defend that next week on Byline Wilmington, so please join us. I'm Donnie Ansel. Have a great week.
On CBS 10 WILM. Join us every Sunday morning at 11 as we explore the issues that concern you.